comments, jokes, or disagreements, I'll be happy to read it out loud and engage with it. Just $2 and up on a super chat or Venmo, guys. All right, let's go ahead and get right into it with BIBI Netanyahu.
President Trump is in Turkey right now. He said this morning he will consider selling F-35 fighter jets to Turkey, which is a reversal of a ban he put in place. You said yesterday that would, quote, upset the power balance in the Middle East. Have you made that clear to President Trump?
Yes, I have. Actually, spoke to him several times about it. And I think that everybody understands that notwithstanding the personal friendship that President Trump has with Erdogan, it doesn't make Turkey a friendly or a friendly state to the United States. To the contrary, it's a regime that's infected with the Muslim Brotherhood, which hates the United States.
I mean, hold on now, hold on.
He harbors Hamas, the Hamas terror.
Can we just have a moment of realness? Turkey ain't never attacked a U.S. vessel before. Remember the USS Liberty? Yeah, Turkey ain't never did that. Turkey ain't never dragged us into wars in the Middle East. I mean, I'll be real with you. Turkey ain't the one even committing a genocide right now on our taxpayer dollar. So, like, I'll be real with you. Turkey's pretty chill compared to you, Israel. Turkey ain't invade nobody. They ain't expand their borders, but you sure did. I mean, you're taking Palestinian land right now in the West Bank and telling us what you're going to do about it. But, oh, Turkey is the expansionist threat? Really now? Really? Okay.
He supports them. He finances them. He's thrown his opponents in jail, all of them. He throws more journalists in jail than anyone can.
You just said F the Supreme Court. The higher court told you to do something, and you said F your own Supreme Court, pretty much going against your own democracy. Like, that is wild for you to say. And wait, hold on. What else was he about to say here?
Hamas, the Hamas terrorists. He supports them.
Yes.
He finances them. He's thrown his opponents in jail, all of them. He throws more journalists in jail than anyone can.
Bro, you killed journalists in Gaza and Lebanon. I mean, here's the thing. In Lebanon's much worse because you can't even lie and say that they're Hamas. Nobody's even believing that no more. So you've killed journalists in Gaza, pretty much trying to hide what you were doing. And you're also killing journalists in Lebanon, pretty much trying to hide what you're doing. So isn't that crazy? It's like, oh, but they're the ones, what, disappearing journalists? Dog, you're bombing journalists on, like, for the whole world to see. Like, I could pull up a video right now of a journalist literally getting bombed. Like, he survived, thank God, but he got hit with that shrapnel pretty hard. And it's because Israel's recklessly bombing in Lebanon. And the thing is, Israel knows that the reporters are there, and they do it anyway. But no, it's Turkey, though. It's Turkey. They're the huge problem there. They're the ones hurting all the journalists. Even though Israel's unaliving them. Oh, my God. Turkey, though. He's such villains.
And understand. So he's not exactly a model ally of the United States. But even worse than that, he threatens Greece, a NATO ally. He occupies half of Cyprus, another NATO country. And the most important thing, and I put it right on the table, he threatens to destroy my country, the one and only Jewish state. His number two says that we have no place among the nations, and you know what that means. And his number three, the interior minister, says that he's looking for
no place among the nations. I mean, dog, look at what you do in Gaza, and then look at what you did in Lebanon, and tell me, do you have a place among like nations who don't act like that, who don't act the way you guys do, who don't think it's okay to kick people off their land? Like, we don't think it's okay for genocide. That's why you don't have like a place among the nations. It's like, and the thing is, you skirt international law every single time. Like, bro, we tell you don't annex the West Bank, you do it anyway. We tell you chill out on the Palestinians, you literally up the ante on them, or just up the destruction. We tell you to chill out in Lebanon, you go bomb them anyway. I'm sorry, but you cannot sit here and complain about no other country while Israel is acting like this. Like, you guys have nothing to stand on right now, especially when it comes to our allies. Turkey's an ally, and they're a way better ally than you. Like, damn.
To be the governor of Jerusalem. Hello?
But
we're a sovereign country.
Yeah, but Prime Minister, the president said this morning
we tend to stay independent.
President said this morning that they are great friends, and not just the two of them, the countries of the United States and Turkey, and that Turkey is perhaps a better ally than other so-called allies. So he is considering giving the country these planes, F-35s.
Well, as I said, it would destroy the power balance in the Middle East because Turkey, I think, has aggressive aspirations. I mean, they openly say that they want to restore the Ottoman Empire. The Ottoman Empire not only included Turkey, it included many other countries, included Syria, it included pieces of Jordan, included all of present-day Israel, included some Gulf countries. So this is
bro, what? All right, bro. For every accusation is a confession when it comes to Israel. So we're gonna sit here and pretend like the IDF don't wear patches of Greater Israel on their shoulder. That pretty much shows how you guys want to take pretty much majority of the Middle East. And then when we asked Mike Huckabee about it, which is our U.S. ambassador to Israel, he pretty much says that y'all can have it all. So now all of a sudden it's Turkey. Turkey's the one that wants to commit to Greater Israel when your ass is done freaking presentations on it. Hey, man, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Yo, Israel is wild. BIBI is wild as hell. Bro, literally committing damn near all the evil in the world. He want to call out Turkey like, actually, no, Turkey's a real threat here. Bro, this is Greater Israel right here. You guys want to take a little bit of Turkey. You want to take most of Syria, a decent amount of Iraq, a decent amount of Saudi Arabia, and a decent amount of Egypt, and all of Jordan and Lebanon, and of course, Palestine. What are y'all talking about? This is literally on your IDF shoulders patches. Like, what? Where can you show me an example that the Turks want to expand their borders when you guys have constant examples of doing so? Look right here. This is the Golan Heights. This was taken from Syria. Like, are you serious? But okay. Oh, no, it's Turkey the one that want to invade, though, even though you guys are currently doing it. Oh, man. I don't know how people believe the Goy slop, but it is what it is. Oh, guys, you have any questions, comments, jokes, or disagreements? You can go ahead and super chat it in. And you know what's so funny? I did see somebody in the chat pretty much say that, oh, no, they're forcing Iranians to go out there. Oh, my God, bro. You guys will say anything to cope. Guys, no, they didn't. The IRGC did not force Iranians to be out there at all. You think they got enough time? They got to defend their country, be able to respond in a moment's notice, and then also go out there and keep 1 million Iranians at gunpoint and then force them each and every one and all of them to say F America, F Trump, F all that. You really think that? All right, dog, you're just willing to believe anything to fit your own self-confirming bias at this point. You're just willing to believe anything. Like, boy.
The Ottoman Empire. The Ottoman Empire not only included Turkey, it included many other countries, included Syria, it included pieces of Jordan, included all of present-day Israel, included some Gulf countries. So this is not a force for peace and stability. And if you give this kind of radical regime that admittedly smiles to America when it is necessary, or smiles to the president of the United States when it's necessary, when you give him that power, you're going to see aggression in its wake. I wouldn't do that.
I'm sorry, but this is killing me how he's saying that. He said, oh, Turkey literally wants to take over. It's like, dog, you guys are the only people that expanded your borders. You guys are the only people in the Middle East right now that's literally taking land from another group of people and said, F y'all rights. That's y'all. It's crazy how you're trying to put that on Turkey. Everything that he said, Israel is doing right now. Everything that he accused or says about Turkey, Israel is done right now. And they're doing it. So it's absolutely amazing how he has the audacity to come on television and say this. And here's the thing, bro, what the fuck has Turkey done? Like, literally, we're like, people are just now hearing about this. Oh, wait, Turkey's an enemy? Wait, they do what? It's like, bro, this is so left field. And if you ain't been paying attention to geopolitics, I'm pretty sure this caught you off guard. It's like, what do you mean, Turkey? Last time I heard about Turkey effing around, it's in Syria. Yeah, I know. They don't really get involved with us too much because they're an ally.
Prime Minister Netanyahu, the conversation that the president is having with Turkey today is just the latest in moves that he has made that are not making you happy. He obviously imposed ceasefires in Gaza, in Lebanon, on Iran. He made you turn fighters back from attacking Iran last summer. He's told you what you can and can't do in Hezbollah. Who is calling the shots for Israel?
I think there's a wide misperception of everything you said, because a lot of these things, some of them were not true, and some of them were agreed in advance. And some of it, yes, we had occasional disagreements. Look, he is the president of the United States. He does what is good for the United States. I'm the prime minister of Israel. I do what is important for what is good for Israel.
No,
and most of the time,
Bro, you put your people under constant war. They've been in this. They've been in those underground shelters pretty much half the goddamn year because of your constant warmongering ways. I mean, you weren't done in a Gaza. You had to go ahead and pop it off with Iran, and then you used the fog of war of Iran to go pop it off with Lebanon. And now people are firing. And now you got Hezbollah firing into northern Israel because of your military actions. So no, you're pretty much putting the people of Israel more in danger than ever. And sometimes I feel like I'm more pro-Israel than these Zionists. I'm like, you guys know that all of this conflict is, coming at Israel, putting innocent Israeli citizens in danger. But I'm the anti-Semitic one. I'm the anti-Israel one when I'm actually speaking out for the safety of these people that their own government keeps putting them in danger of. Like, isn't that crazy? I mean, if you really cared about the people of Israel, if you really cared about the citizens, then why are you engaging in war of choices that put their lives in danger? Like, you didn't have to do it, but you did anyway. And BIBI Netanyahu's, in a bunker somewhere, and the people of Israel are left to run for their lives into a bunker, into these underground tunnels. I mean, come on now.
Things are.
Hey, hold on. And how come they can have underground tunnels, but nobody else can? But all right.
Identical. I have to commend the president. He brought a huge American force to counter our common enemy, which is Iran, that chants death to Israel, death to America. Had they developed nuclear weapons, if we hadn't acted, they would have them already. They would eventually use them against America, not only against Israel. So on the big things, we see eye to eye.
Bro been saying this for over 2 decades, and it still ain't happened. I mean, in Iran, they was at 60% enrichment since 2021. So if they really want to go towards a nuke, they could have did so by now. Honestly, word on the global streets is that they might already have one. But hopefully that's not true. But a lot of people keep trying to say it is. But I hope it's not. I don't think it is.
And occasionally we don't, but we're true allies.
I mean, hey,
they call us the national.
But if they did, and let's say that we found out they had it, and they had it for about a week now, that means all of y'all were proven wrong. Because that means, look, y'all said, hey, day one they built it, they're firing it off at us, and they haven't. Shoot, y'all wrong about Iran is saying as soon as they have a missile able to reach Europe, they would do so. They do have a missile able to reach Europe, and they haven't done so. So, I mean, what does that tell you? It goes to show that, honestly, Iran's more reasonable than Israel, actually. I mean, hey, they show more strength in Israel, I'll tell you that.
Security Council issued a memorandum a few months ago. They called Israel the model ally. And I can tell you that even allies can have their differences, but I think America has no greater ally in the world than Israel. And Israel
honestly, I think a model ally would be Turkey. I mean, they don't drag us into no wars. Shoot, they don't got an illegal nuclear program. They're not genociding nobody. I mean, they haven't taken nobody's borders. I mean, bro, they're not trying to drag us into wars again. I mean, Turkey sounds like they sound like the model ally. Let's just keep it a buck. Like, come on now. Don't lie to yourself. Don't lie to yourself, BB. Y'all are not a model ally. Man, you're just an ally that the Christian Zionists won't let us let go of.
No greater ally than the United States. Yeah. And I say that with complete recognition of the fact that we sometimes see things a bit differently. It's natural. You're a big country. You're far away. We're a small country, beleaguered and close to these regimes that want to destroy us.
I want to talk specifically about Iran for a moment, sir. President Trump said the memorandum of understanding with Iran is probably an unconditional surrender. But the specific question is, under this MOU, the United States terminates all types of sanctions against Iran. Is this a failure for your country, for Israel?
Look, I think it's too early to say what will happen. The president believes that he can stop Iran's nuclear program, which is a nuclear program to create.
Oh, guys, make sure to double tap that screen and like the video, guys. Let's get more people on the conversation by double tapping that screen. And if you have any question, comment, jokes, or disagreements, feel free to super chat it in and try not to just put words in my mouth in the chat like you know my argument. Because trust me, a lot of y'all don't know my argument.
Atomic bombs.
Well, you should know it if you listen, but sometimes people is like they pick and choose what they want to like argue when it comes to my arguments. It's like they literally straw man me every trip. Like somebody literally says, "So you want Iran to have a nuclear weapon?" Never said that. I said word on the global streets is that they're most likely to have a nuclear weapon, and if not, they're going for it. That's what I said. Never said that, oh no, I want the IRGC to have a nuke. I'm pretty much saying that due to our aggression, yeah, they're most likely going towards that nuke. And here's the thing, every time we've gotten aggressive with Iran, they've upped enrichment. So if you understand pattern recognition, what does that tell you? That the more aggressive we are towards Iran, the closer they are towards a nuke. And if you don't want them to have a nuke, then you should want to stop the aggression. Unless you're just, unless you just refuse to recognize the pattern. I mean, and that's a sign of low IQ. A sign of high IQ is being able to see patterns. Low IQ, I guess you just don't get it. Apparently, you're just gonna keep on making the same insane mistakes. Like, really, think about it. You keep seeing that. Oh yes, constant conflict with Iran pushes them towards a nuke. Constant conflicts in the Middle East only hurts the USA, but yet you still want to do it. Even though every time we get into it in the Middle East, it never works out for us. But here y'all are cheerleading, getting into it with one of the most formidable nations in the Middle East. Like, do y'all understand how insane you sound? But okay.
He believes that he can do this through negotiations.
Do you?
And various pressures. Look, I have my doubts, but I think he should be given the chance, and he's, trying to achieve that. It remains to be seen. But I have said, and by the way, I think President Trump has said too, that deal or no deal, I certainly will not let Iran have nuclear weapons, and that is also the president's position.
In 2015, I was there. I remember that you came to the U.S. and spoke to Congress over the objection of President Obama because of your opposition to that Iran deal, the JCPOA. You specifically mentioned the deal's sanction relief in that speech. What's different about now?
I think Iran, our combined action, the U.S. and Israeli action today destroyed, I think the lowest estimates are $400 billion of the regime's infrastructure. And some say as much as $750 billion, or even.
Hey, something funny? Some idiot said, "Show me Palestine on a map." There you go. Palestine right there consists of the West Bank and Gaza. If you didn't know, that's what Palestine consists of. West Bank and Gaza right there. Palestine. Then there's Israel. Isn't that crazy how some people are retarded enough to say that? Show me Palestine on a map. I mean, dog, I can show you a biblical map and they'll have Palestine right there as well. So, I mean, I don't know what's up with you, but hey, sorry, the Palestinians are actual people. When people try to say Palestinians don't exist, yeah, that's genocidal language, and it's dehumanizing language that they try to convince you of to make you think it's okay to kill these people.
$1 trillion. So I think what is being discussed now are very small numbers. Admittedly, any number is a high number as far as countries like Israel and others see it, but it's not going to allow Iran to reestablish itself. The question remains, at the end of the negotiations, if there's a deal struck, then you have to see, does the deal actually meet the main goals? The most important one being ending Iran's nuclear program, taking out the enrichment material, dismantling the enrichment sites, and there are other things that have to do with proxy warfare and the ballistic missiles. If it achieves that, then yes, Iran will get sanctions relief, and that would help the regime resuscitate itself. But I don't see that happening yet, and I hope that the president will do exactly as he promised to do, to make sure that Iran does not have a nuclear weapons program.
The issue of supporting Israel as a Jewish state and just U.S. support for Israel overall, they have become a central issue in American politics, really a litmus test right now in Democratic primaries here in the U.S. I want you to listen to how the mayor of New York City responded when he was asked if he supports Israel as a Jewish state.
I've said time and again that I support the state of Israel as a state with equal rights. I believe that any state that preferences...
As a Jewish state is the question.
I think any state that privileges one religion over the other is one that I can't tell you I support, whether it be Israel or Saudi Arabia or anywhere else.
Hey, facts. I mean, it's crazy how people try to call him like anti-Semitic for that, even though mostly a lot of Jews voted for Mondani in New York. So you can't really say he's anti-Semitic when the Jews are repping for him. And here's the thing, a lot of Hasidic Jews, which is mainly the ones in New York, do not like Israel. at all. Actually, they think it's an abomination. They think that those guys are radicals and they're over there trying to bring back the Messiah a bit too early. But that's just, the interfaith fight between the Jews.
And a lot of that comes back to a fundamental belief that we should all be considered equal no matter what our faith is.
Yep. And in Israel, you're not equal if you're a Palestinian. That's the worst part about it. And I believe I'm going to go ahead and bring this up again, but it is so crazy though. So pretty much, bro, in Israeli schools, they literally teach their kids to hate Palestinians. Yes, they teach their kids in their textbooks to hate Palestinians and be fearful of Arabs. So this is where this like genocidal language towards Arabs come from. And this is why you've seen a whole bunch of kids in Israel make TikToks and making fun of dead Palestinians. Why? Because this is what they've been taught. They've been taught that this is okay and this is how they should act, and they should be rewarded for doing so in their mind. This is how Israel teaches their kids. Ain't that crazy? But don't worry, guys. I'll bring it up for you.
Your response?
Well, he conveniently forgets that the only democracy in the Middle East is Israel. 20% of our citizens are, in fact, Muslims. They're not Arabs, but they sit in the Supreme Court. They're in the Knesset, our parliament. They share every walk of life. That's the only place in the Middle East where you actually have this equality that he's talking about. But he has supported, or his supporters have supported Hamas, these people who murder people, who beheaded our men, who raped our women, and then murdered them, burned babies alive, and so on. He said, the river to the sea, he supports them. This is
river to the sea.
This is not mere cynicism. I mean, it's ridiculous.
I mean, so crazy. I think you're low-key, I think you're just kind of a little bit slow if you honestly think that means kill all Jews. That's like literally me saying from the east from the East Coast to the West Coast, black people will be free. And then all of a sudden some white guy walking up to me going like, oh, wait, so you want all white people to die? Is that what you're saying? No. I mean, hold on. What does my freedom have to do with your destruction? And that's where we look at y'all, the guys kind of effing crazy. It's like, what do you mean? Like, just because the Palestinians are free, that means kill all Jews? Like, do y'all hear yourselves? But all right, it is what it is, though.
It's absurd. There are always imperfect democracies. Israel is an imperfect democracy. The United States is an imperfect democracy. Why? Because we live in the real world. But it's 100 times better than these dictatorships and these horrible tyrannies that Mamdani and his supporters support. So yeah,
let me
I stand
ask you beyond
with the Jewish state, the democratic Jewish state that fights for its life, but we also protect so many others by fighting these barbarians who have no qualms whatsoever murdering their own people and trying to terrorize everyone else.
Some American Jews in Congress who support Israel and support what you just said say that a lot of the actions by you and your government are making Jews in the United States unsafe. Congresswoman Haley Stevens, she's running for Senate in Michigan, said Benjamin Netanyahu has made us less safe. He has frankly put Jews in an uncomfortable position across the country. Have you?
Well, it's made her uncomfortable because she can't stand up for the truth. She's trying to probably excuse anti-Semitism.
No. And look, this is what I'm talking about, guys. This is what kills me. So let's go ahead and get into it. So shout out to this Dr. Nuret Ellenhan. So is this a woman or a girl? Okay, so this professor here, a professor of language and education at the Hebrew University of Jerusalem, conducted a seminal multi-year study of dozens of Israeli Ministry of Education authorized history, geography, and civic textbooks published in her book, Palestine in Israeli School Books, Ideology and Propaganda in Education. She analyzed the text, maps, and visual layouts, and she revealed that Palestinians are rarely portrayed as modern professionals or ordinary people. Instead, they are consistently represented through a narrow negative framing as terrorists, refugees, and primitive farmers, or exercise historical tropes, the Arabs with the camel. Okay, I see where they're going with that. All right. So you pretty much see what I'm talking about here, guys, is that Israel literally teaches their kids to hate Palestinians. And this is why when I see the Israelis celebrating the death of Gaza kids, I'm not really all that shaken up about. I mean, how would you act if you're taught to hate a group throughout your entire schooling? Like, of course, and you're gonna stick like that because nobody ever taught you differently. That's why I said Israel does not share our values, because let a school do that here in America. They're cooked. They're cooked. But you do that shit in Israel, and apparently it's all good. But and then we got what Professor Dan Bartal, a political psychologist at Tel Aviv University, analyzed hundreds of Israelis' books over several decades. His research showed that early Israeli textbook regularly portrayed Arabs as primitive, backwards, and untrustworthy. While he noted that the books updated in the late 1990s and 2000 made progress towards removing the most blatant racism, they continued to frame regional history purely through a security lens that absolved Israel of responsibility for the Palestinian regime crisis. Or, I mean, my bad, refugee crisis. AKA, they said, well, we don't know why the Palestinians are mad. Oh, like, all we did was displace them in the 1930s, and then pretty much said, this is our land now. That's all we did. We'll do a little bit of displacement. But then when they write it down in their books, they sit there and tell you, oh, no, this land was given to us 3,000 years ago, and the Palestinians just understood it and left. Those primitive fools. It's like, isn't that crazy? But all right.
Not. She's, I mean, I just want to explain, she's somebody who supports Israel. She supports funding Israel, which is diminishing big time among Democrats and even some Republicans in the United States Congress.
Well, let me tell you, we track the support, and I'm obviously concerned when people raise that. And I've looked at the Gallup polls, okay, and they're very interesting, and other polls. And you see the decline in support for Israel, okay? And it's several years before the Gaza war took place, okay? And you ask, why did that happen? Well, the one correlation you see, which is almost a perfect correlation, is the penetration of TikTok and other social media in the United States. And as the penetration increases, the support for Israel decreases. And let me tell you something else. The support for America decreases. The number of people who say they're not proud to be American is just correlation. So I think that what has happened here is that there are several countries and organizations that have penetrated the social media, have abused them by putting in bot farms and other things to
well, guys, like I said, you have any question, comments, jokes, or disagreements, I'll be happy to engage with it and read it out loud. You just got to send in a super chat or Venmo. Appreciate the support. Or you can just continue to crash out in the chat. And I'm talking for the disagreeers. Because like I said, bro, it's like, I remember I had somebody crying in the chat talking about $2. I have to super chat in $2 to have my chat read. I'm like, yes, bro. You know, it's actually crazy. Like, bro, some YouTubers don't read your chat unless it's $5 and up. But I mean, look, if you want to cry about that, then I mean, you can cry in the chat about it. But at least you can do, the least thing you can do is double tap that screen and like the video and continue to cry in the chat about it. But other than that, guys, like I said, any question, comments, jokes, disagreements, just feel free to super chat it in. I'll be happy to engage with it. Any disagreement or anything like that. But trust me, yeah, you could tell that the guys who disagree ain't really willing to put their money behind it. And here's the thing, trust me, I'll pretty much shred your entire argument from top to bottom. But hey, I ain't doing it for free. I ain't doing it for free. Sometimes I do on accident, though.
Especially directed at young Americans to not only to hate Israel, but also to hate America. And you know what? Those
shout out to my dog. Hey, shout out to Prometheus. Hey, and then shout out Prometheus, because you made this dude look like a complete jackass right now. He's a bitch crying on live. It's like, no, dude. I'm tired of people crying in my chat. That's what I'm tired about. Except for guys like Prometheus. He a real one. Guys, be like Prometheus. And shout out, bro. Raise a flame.
Say they hate Israel.
Hold on. Now I guess I got to grill some day, dumbass. How's it a paid echo chamber if I'm saying any disagreements? AKA, it can't be an echo chamber if I'm willing to take on any disagreements. Do you even understand what an echo chamber is? See, that's what I'm saying, bro. This is why I asked you guys to pay, because of dumbass chats like that. Low IQ shit like that is why I make these guys pay, okay? Like, this is why. Like, actually, bro, just prove that you got some goddamn common sense, bro. This is why. And this is why sometimes when people do super chat, I tend to actually look at their chat without them paying, because at least I know they want to put their money behind it. At least I know. instead of hiding a dumbass chat in the mixture of all the other chats that's coming in. This is why, like, bro, people be proving my point with the dumbass comments they make. But once again, let's get back to it. Sorry. Be proving my point. Like, come on, bro. Can you
usually end up hating America.
Mr.
They
Prime
burn our
Minister, I think
flags,
all
they
things
burn
can be
your flag
true.
as well.
All things can be true. What you're saying about bots and about the internet, no question. But are you saying that Israel and you personally bear no responsibility? Let's just talk about Gaza for 1 minute. Currently, Hamas is continuing to refuse to disarm. The IDF is also carrying out nearly daily airstrikes in Gaza. You've taken over more territory there. And the Palestinian people are continuing to.
Hey, shout out to my man Prometheus coming. He said, "Hey, it again, please." Hey, I got you. Play it again. I got you. Raise a flame in your. Now, if I could just get through this, if I could just start this video without somebody saying something stupid.
Suffer, still displaced, dealing with intense heat, limited care, limited resources.